everybody. This is your girl Cece with Where It Begins Magazine. And usually I have my co-host on the line, Mickey Monday, but he's not in with us today. But we have a special guest on the line. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. I am Rev Dr. Jennifer Eichelberger, president, founder of Jennifer Eichelberger Ministries. And I don't know, what else you want to know about me?
Well,
a television producer. Okay, I right outside of Atlanta. I moved here. I've been here about, 16, 17 years. I moved from the DC area. I'm a television producer. I worked for, I produced a live television Christian program, oh my goodness, for a number of years. And I semi-retired about 2 years ago. And I was sitting on the deck about a week after I had semi-retired. And I got a call from someone in the industry, and they were sharing with me what they were doing and wanted to know that I want to come on board. So we're going to be launching a network, ITN network. We're going to be launching it really, really soon. We were going to launch it last year, but because of, 2020, that kind of put a stumbling block in some things, but it will launch this. So I'm the program director for the new network that will be launching soon. I'm an author.
Okay, and congratulations.
Thank you. I'm an author.
You're welcome.
I'm an author. This is my third book. The name of this book is Selfcare, the Vital Art of Nurturing You. So, and what else is about me? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you say that because me and Mickey, we're actually from the DC area, but I'm here in Atlanta also. So what's some things you love about Atlanta so far?
I miss DC so much. So, but I met my wonderful husband, and that is so amazing how that happened, because I was going to move back. This was about 11, 12 years ago. I was going to move back, and I came back like on a Tuesday, and I was supposed to come back that Monday. It is a wild story. It's just like, and then he was going out of town, and we actually met at a car dealership, and the rest is history. So I do love my husband, but I do miss the DC area. Atlanta is an exciting place, but I really miss the DC area.
Yeah, I love hometown. The only thing I don't miss is the snow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. The snow. Yes. So
let's get into your book. Tell us a little.
Okay.
Oh, you love the weather here in Atlanta?
I do.
No, you say you do love the weather here in Atlanta?
I absolutely love the weather here in Atlanta. I absolutely do. But the one thing that I miss about the DC area is because everything is so close together. I mean, you drive 40 minutes, you're in Baltimore. You drive a little bit longer, you're in Delaware. You drive some more, you're in Philly. So we could, I miss like being able to hop up early in the morning, driving to New York, catching a matinee, and then coming back the same day. And also water, we're surrounded by a lot of water, Chesapeake Bay, so on and so forth. So those are some of the things that I missed. But my book, Self-Care, the Vital Art of Nurturing You. Yes. I actually started working on that book a while ago, and a couple of years ago, and I was able to complete it last year during the pandemic. And then I changed the name because I had a totally different name. And then I felt in my spirit to change it and move some things around. And I just, said, self-care. So I changed the name, and I finished it. So that was one great thing that I completed during the pandemic. With self-care. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, tell us a little bit about the book. Like what is it about? I know you say self-care, but what about self-care?
Okay, self-care. Let's talk a little bit about self-care. Self-care is it's when you set aside or make time to do something for yourself. And it's something that we don't really do, because we're always giving, particularly women and women of color. We're always giving and looking out for someone else until we can become absolutely drained. And there's a quote that I'd like to share about self-care. Self-care is so important that when you take time to replenish your spirit, it allows you to serve others from the overflow. You cannot serve from an empty vessel. And so we have to remember, we have to take that time. We have to, fill ourselves up. Example, when you go on a flight, what is one of the first things that the flight attendant tells you to do? Put the mask over yourself first, so that you can assist someone else. Well, self-care is the same way. If we don't take care of ourselves, then we're not able to take care of our families, of our friends, and eventually it will have an effect on us. So it's so important that we take care of ourselves. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I agree with that. I think self-love, to me, I always say that self-love is the best love, You have to look for yourself. But also you do Christian radio, or you've been in the industry for so long. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience doing Christian radio?
Yeah, that was something that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do radio more so than television, even when I was living in the DC area. And I had the opportunity that I had met someone, this has been a while, 15 years ago or more. And he had asked me to co-host with him on a radio station here. And I did that for a little while. And I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And then television, again, I've always had wanted to do television, more so radio, as I said, but never was really trained for it. Now that's not what I went to college for, but eventually I did go back to school in public relations, and the television aspect of it just kind of fell in my lap, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I mean, I had the opportunity to meet so many wonderful people from, especially from in the gospel world. I mean, so many people. So I did enjoy that. Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of your goals for this year?
Some of my goals, I want to take a trip, because this is the longest I've gone without traveling. But with my book, in terms of the business aspect of that, I'm going to put together a bundle package with a book, with a candle, some aromatherapy, and a t-shirt. And do speaking engagements and have workshops on self-care. So those are some of the goals, but the main thing is to travel. I want to travel. I'm ready to go.
I think we all are ready to get out. Yes. I'm a bookworm and I read a lot of books, so I definitely want to look into some of your books. But when I was looking at it, I wanted you to explain to us what it says here. Self-care isn't selfish. So what does that statement mean to you?
Okay. What that simply means is that some people have the wrong, connotation or definition of self-care. And some people think that it's selfish, and it is not. I go right back to saying you've got to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You have to set aside some time. You need to just get away. You need to relax. You need to do some meditation. You need to eat healthy and drink some water. It's about taking care of you, and it's not selfish. It is not selfish at all. In fact, again, if you're not taking care of yourself, how can you take care of your family and your friends and things like that? So absolutely. I mean, and there's really no single definition for self-care. What I may do for self-care, somebody else may do something different, but as long as you're being refueled and rejuvenated, take that time out to do those things. Yep.
Okay. So what has been your biggest accomplishment so far?
My biggest accomplishment. Let me see. It's hard for me to talk about myself. I love playing the flute. I really enjoyed that. And being I'm president of NCNW in the Gwinnett section, so I enjoyed that. And my wonderful husband, and writing books. I wouldn't say it's not one particular thing. And being appointed as the program director for this new network that is about to launch.
Okay.
I would say.
And when does it launch out?
We're hoping, we're telling everyone that they need to have their everything ready by June, but we're hoping to launch by September. That's what we're hoping to do. So I'm excited about that. And I will have a show. Not only will I will have a show called Magnificent Moments. And we're looking for people that have life-changing things that happen as a magnificent moment, much like a caterpillar metamorphosed into over time a butterfly. So I would like to have stories to people to share with me about things like that. I'm sure you have a magnificent moment.
Yes, I think we all do in lifetime. So what motivated you to want to be an author, though? What motivated you to want to be a writer?
Well, my first book it's called Answering the Call, Discovering Your Purpose. And I felt such a stirring in my spirit. It was something resonating in my spirit to write this book, because my first book came out about over 20 years ago. And it was a whole thing about purpose. Everybody was looking for the purpose, and people still are. So that was really, so I was really excited about that. And I don't know how I left that out, but that was one of my greatest accomplishments too, when I had written my first book, Answering the Call, Discovering Your Purpose, which, and that's another goal. I'm probably going to re-release it this year, add some things to it and re-release it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any virtual or book coming this year? I know you said that's some of your goals, but do you already have any events planned for this year?
No, not. I have a lot of virtual events, but nothing face to face just yet. So I have a lot of virtual things that are coming up to talk about my book, talk about self-care, just different topics, whatever people want to for me to talk about. Because my ministry is pretty much based on helping women, and since this is Women's History Month, so, but no, nothing face to face yet. But I mean, it's still early. We're still fairly early. We're still in we're still in March, so who knows what can happen.
Exactly, I understand that. But can you give any advice to someone that wants to be a writer?
I would say start writing. I would keep a pen and paper with me at all times. I would just say, if you feel something that you think would help somebody else, just start writing. Don't worry about it, how it's going to sound at first, because you can edit it later, but just start writing. Journaling is a good thing to do. And also that's something good for self-care, to start, journaling. But that's the advice I would say, start writing, because it's so much easier now to get a book published than it was, say, 20, 30, 40 years ago, because now you can bypass the old traditional ways of getting a book published. So, I mean, digital, and social media has caused a lot of people to bypass that. So I would say start writing. Just put that pen to paper and start writing. Share your story. No one can tell your story like you can. So that would be my advice.
Well, thank you, because I've been getting into writing and journalism and blogging lately. So I do a challenge every month. I pick different writing challenges to do for myself. So this challenge this month is on self-love.
Okay, that is good. Self-love, self-care, they're so very similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
But all the stuff that you do, like you do so much as far as producing, writing, and everything. What is you really passionate about out of all the things that you do?
I'm passionate about, it's okay. I'm passionate about, I like designing graphic designs. I did that some years ago on my job. And again, it's just like, I've been blessed with things kind of just fall into my lap. And during the pandemic, I had a lot of time on my hand and I just started playing around, and then I started taking some classes, Adobe, now I'm currently taking Adobe Photoshop, and then I just finished Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Design. I think it's called a Design. And I just absolutely love it. I can spend hours on the computer just designing things. So I'm pretty passionate about that. And writing.
Awesome. Okay, that's a good field to do. Especially designs. A lot of people love getting designs done these days. But logos and different stuff like that. So that's awesome that you learned that. That's stepping stone.
Yeah, because I wanted someone to create so a couple years ago some designs for me, and I said I could do that. Because see, I don't know if you can see that, because I created this one. It's very simple to do. But
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm passionate. I'm passionate about that. And I'm passionate about helping women, to empowering women, helping them to be the best that they can be.
Okay. Awesome. I love that. I actually do volunteer work with women. I have a women's group called Women Stand Strong. So every month we try to do different things. And now we're doing more for the community with the seniors. So we've been getting more into that. But that's powerful. Yes.
Yeah,
we need it.
Yes. And helping each other, helping those that are less fortunate. I'm able to do that through a couple of organizations that I'm involved in. I know in this during the Christmas, we collected socks, and we took some of the socks to the homeless people, and we put the toothbrush and toothpaste and things like that. And then we also took some socks to some nursing homes, because they said that is one thing that that they need. So yes, I'm passionate about helping others that are less fortunate.
Okay. Well, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Winning, walking, accepting my image.
Okay.
Yeah, traveling even more, continuing on the path that I'm on, because I think I'm in a good place. So continuing on the path that I'm on, continuing to help others. I've already had some people to say, is there a part 2 to your book? And I said, I really hadn't thought about that. So, but I'm sure I probably will write another book. Like I said, I'm going to re-release my very first book. And so it's no telling what happens once I sit down and start writing or typing, because I prefer to write first. Even when I'm writing a letter, I usually like to jot down some notes and write first, and then I'll type it up. So that's what I see myself doing. In I was thinking maybe we could move to the DC area in 5 years, but my husband said, I'm not going up there with all that snow.
I understand that. Wow. But how do you deal with writer's block?
I don't have a problem with writer's block, because I just don't. I may have an issue with how do I want to say something, but once I start writing and it just starts to flow. And then my advice to someone, if they have writer's block, then start asking questions. Once you've written down, ask your questions: why, what, where, who, and start, read what you've written and pretend that somebody else has written it. Read it as if you didn't write it, what you've already have, and then the ideas will start to flow if you haven't. But I'm just saying, speaking from somebody, other people think that have said that, because I personally have not encountered writer's block. I have not.
Okay.
I mean, I've got notes and things, stacked around the house, in my, office here at home. So I personally haven't had that problem with writer's block. Yeah.
Okay.
You can.
Well, what would be the biggest challenge that you have had
with writing?
Yes.
You can give me
a
word. You can give me one word, and all I need is like one word, and I can take it and run with it. I would say the biggest challenge that I would have with writing is just kind of narrowing it down, because it starts to flow. That would probably be the biggest challenge that I've had, is to narrow it down.
Okay. So what is one quote that you live by, an empowering quote?
One: never, ever, ever give up.
Oh.
Never, ever give up. Never, ever. That is one thing. And that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But I want to say, never, ever give up. That's what I say.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Never, ever give up.
That's
never,
right.
Ever.
Awesome. Well, I know I have two trivia questions for you. Usually me and Mickey Monday, we like to do trivias at the end of our interviews. Are you ready?
Okay.
It's just basic questions, nothing hard.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so the first one is, what has been the most adventurous thing you ever done in your life?
Oh my goodness. The most, okay. I went to the Bahamas about 25 years ago by myself, but it was a whole different world then.
Okay.
End up meeting someone from my hometown. I mean, how wild is that? And she was traveling, and we were on the beach and we were just chilling, and we met this guy, and he said, how would you like to go for a boat ride? And we just kind of looked, and we went on a speedboat. We didn't have on, and I didn't think about this until later, we didn't have on a life jacket, nothing. We didn't know him, nothing. And that was about the craziest thing that I think I've ever done. And when I got back, I said, what were you thinking? What were you doing? But it was fun. It was fun. Like I said, it was a whole different world than now. But I think that was probably most adventurous thing that I think I've ever done.
That was just living in the moment. You was like, hey, let's do it. I'm on vacation.
Okay. And I was on a speedboat, and we were going, and and we didn't have, like I said, no life jacket, nothing. But it was fun. It was fun. Yeah.
Okay, so the second question is, what's the most interesting thing you've read or seen last week?
The most interesting thing that I've seen or read last week. I watched the movie Coming to America.
How did you like it? Okay.
Our son is in there. He's in, he was one of the musicians playing the violin.
Awesome, and congrats to him.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think about the movie?
I thought it was funny. I thought it was parts of it that was funny. I did. I was
I have
cracking
to
up.
watch it. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I had a really busy week. But I think I'm gonna get to it probably by tomorrow.
Yeah. When you get, it's toward the end, you'll see some musicians. Well, you see musicians all throughout, but toward the end, and you'll see a glimpse of him. So that was because since we don't go out a lot because of the situation. So I would say that was the most exciting thing that I've done in the last week or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I definitely, before we get off, can you tell everybody where they can follow you and where they can get your books?
Absolutely. You can get my book on Amazon. The name of my book is Selfcare, The Vital Art of Nurturing You. It's on Amazon. Jennifer Eichelberger. I'm on Facebook, Jennifer Eichelberger. I'm on Instagram, Jennifer Eichelberger Ministries. So, and you could just Google, it's because it's not a lot of Jennifer Eichelbergers, but yeah, you can get it through there.
Awesome. And then we look forward to June, hopefully, for your new production that's coming out.
Yes.
And where will we be able to find that?
It would
on
be
your
on
website also?
I will put the information there, but we will be on Amazon Prime.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, I want to definitely say thanks for interviewing with us today. Sorry you couldn't meet my co-host, Mickey Mondays. He's awesome too. Continue your journey. Be blessed. Keep empowering us women. I love it. And you definitely gained a fan here. And I will check out your book and read it because I am a bookworm. So I definitely give you a review of what I think.
Okay, and you said you're writing a book or your blogs and everything?
No, I do blogging now.
Okay.
I started it, and I do on Facebook. It's called CC Challenges, and I pick a different topic a month, and we do one question a day, and we write about it. But I do journalism and write in my journal.
Yeah, keep that up, and thank you for having me on. And thank you. I appreciate it. And take care of yourself. And self-care is vital. It's important, and it's necessary.
Yes. Well, is there anything you want to tell the audience before you get out?
I would say find what works for you. For self-care, take a walk in a park and listen to some great music, but take some time and refuel and revitalize and rejuvenate yourself. I would say that. I would like to leave that point with them.
Well, I'm definitely going to check your book out and look and see the verses that you have coming up. So maybe I can join one of those.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And you have a blessed Tuesday.
Thank you. You as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Have a great one.
Okay. Thank you.